video, we already look how to compute CBP, cost, volume and profit by using equation. Okay, technique number 1. CM approach, technique number 2. And we also look at how to compute CBP and break-even point by using graph. Okay, but however, the previous discussion focusing on single product. Okay, so what if we have multiple product? Multiple product means you not only sell product A, but you also sell product B and C. And of course, different product have different selling price and different variable cost, and it gives the company different contribution margin. So how we going to use this approach, okay, to calculate the CBP or to calculate the break-even point for multiple product. For multiple product, we only can use a CM approach. Okay, it's very difficult to use equation and graph. So for CM approach, if we use if you have a single product, the formula for break-even point is equal to FC divided by CM, right? And even if you want to compute the sales unit, you just can modify the formula. Is equal to FC plus profit divided by CM. However, for the multiple product, we have to modify a little bit the formula. For multiple product, instead of BEP is equal to FC divided by CM, we modify it BEP is equal to FC divided by WACM. And of course, when we want to calculate the sales for multiple product also, we have to divide by WACM in this case. So how are we going to compute WACM? Okay, look at the illustration 4.3. Let's say the company have 3 products, cocoa, vanilla and milky. The sales volume is stated here. This is number of unit sales. The selling price is different, 4 ringgit, 5 ringgit and 8 ringgit. Variable cost also different for different product. And of course, it will create a different contribution margin for each product. So how to get a contribution margin is actually the selling price minus the variable cost. Okay, and here you can get the CS ratio, contribution sales ratio. How they get 60% here? 60% is derived from 2.4 divided by 4. 46 is equal to 2.3 divided by 5. And how they derive 40% is equal to 3.2 divided by 8. Okay, so this is the financial statement. If they sell 1,500, 1,500 multiplied with 4, we get 6,000 ringgit. 1,000 multiplied with 5 ringgit, 5,000, and 500 multiplied with 8, 4,000. So this is how they derive the financial statement of this company. So this company, by selling 3,000 units of cocoa, vanilla, and milky, so they have a profit of 4,500. So let's say the question asks you to compute how much the break-even point for the company. If they sell 3,000 units, they get profit. But how much they have to sell in order to get no gain or loss? So that means that the break-even point. So as mentioned to you, you have to modify a little bit the formula. You have to use the WACM. So how to compute WACM? Of course, you have to prepare this table. It consists of the column for product, contribution margin, find out the sales mix. So the question now is how to find out the sales mix. And then you can get a WCM. Okay, how they get sales mix? Okay, so here CM is very easy. The CM is actually the SP minus VC. For each particular product, you have to compute it. And even it's given in the equations 2.4, 2.3 and 3.2. Correct? Okay, the sales mix here, okay, sales mix is a mixture of sales. How much the sale for cocoa, how much the sale for milky and vanilla. So let's say the sale here is 3,000 unit. Okay, the sale here is 3,000 unit. Okay, so you have to find out the mixture or the proportion of sales mix of cocoa, vanilla and milky. So in this case, the sale of cocoa is 1,500 out of 3,000. So means that half of the sales is come from cocoa. Okay, so half the sales is come from cocoa. So half means 50%, 15%. Or in this case, the total sales of cocoa is 1,500. So 1,500 over 3,000 equivalent to 1 over 2 or 3 over 6. Okay, so to make it simple, we can use 1 over 2 or equivalent to 3 over 6. Okay, Next, how to get a vanilla proportion? 2/6 is actually 1000 over 300. 1000 over 300 is 1/3. So 1/3 is equal to 2/6 also. Okay. And then you can use for milky, how they get 1.6, 1/6 is actually 500 over 300. Okay. So let me change this sales mix according to our calculation. Okay, you still get the same answer: cocoa, vanilla, and milky. The CM is equal to 2.4, 2.3, and 3.2. So the sales mix here is 1/2. Okay, we find out the lowest proportion. Okay, 1/2, 1/3, and then 1/6. Okay. I think they give over 6 because they want to find out at the end of the day you get 6/6, 100%. Okay? You want to get a proportion is 100%. Okay, so that's why they maintain at 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. Okay, so you have to get WACM. In this case, 2.4 multiplied with 1/2, 2.4 multiplied with 0.5 is equal to 1.2. Okay, same answer as here. And 2.3 multiplied with 1/3, so you get 0.7666, the same as here. And 3.2 multiplied with 1/6, so you get 0.5334 also. 0.5334. So when we add up together, our WACM is equal to 2.5. Same answer as this. It's just a matter of this one. I hope that I understand how to get the proportion. Okay. And then to compute the break-even point is equal to FC. In this case, how much the fixed cost for this company? The fixed cost is here, 3,000 ringgit. So 3,000 divided by 2.5 WACM. So you get 1,200, which means that the company have to sell 1,200 unit in order to get no gain, no loss. Okay. So if they sell 3,000, they get profit. If they sell 1,200, just nice for them to cover their costs. Right. So people might ask you, okay, let's say you are an accountant at this company. The boss asks you, from this 1,200, how much for cocoa, how much for vanilla, and how much for milky? So again, you have to multiply with their proportion to get how much the amount for cocoa. This is cocoa, okay. This is vanilla, and then this is milky, okay. From this 1,200, multiply back with their proportion here, 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. You will get the total amount that you have to sell for each product in order to get no gain, no loss. How to prove that your answer here is right or not? So here we prepare the financial statement of a company. If you sell cocoa 600 unit, okay, 600 unit, 400 unit vanilla, and milky 200 unit. So this is the financial statement. 2,400, how they get 2,400 is actually 600 unit multiply with the selling price of cocoa. Selling price of cocoa is 4 ringgit. Okay, 4 ringgit here. Okay, and even how they get vanilla 2,000 is a 400 multiply with selling price is 5 ringgit. 4 multiply with 5 is 2,000. And cocoa, how they get 1,600 is actually 200 unit multiply with 8. 2 multiply with 8 is 1,000, 1,600. Okay. Then last with the variable cost, same. The quantity here multiply with the variable cost, and then you get the contribution for each unit. So total up the contribution 3,000 minus with total fixed cost for the company. Okay. Remember, we cannot divide fixed cost according to product because fixed cost is for the company. Doesn't matter whether you produce cocoa, vanilla, and milky. The fixed cost still the same, 3,000. Okay. So 3,000 contribution margin offset with the fixed cost of 3,000, you get no gain or loss. Okay. So this is how you prove the answer.